Hey folks, the delay. I've been using a new platform called Blog. I'm not sure if any of y'all heard of that or not. It's a new platform to put your podcast on and this and that. Yeah, so how y'all doing? I'm alright, I guess. Hey, it's been a long day today. I haven't done much, sitting around the house trying to recuperate some. I'm using this new site though because it's got a built-in call system, and that's pretty handy if you ask me. Y'all hear any noise in the background? That's Ross, show mascot, my 12 or 13-year-old pug. He's a little bit loud sometimes. For which I do apologize, but with me a long time. Ross is a friend in lots of situations. hoping this is going to work this time. How about those worthless Democrats, though, people? Still calling for war. And Mueller's going to get the goods on Trump and his family. Pushing this arrogant prophet day in, day out. It's just non-stop with these people. It really is. And I see no end in sight whatsoever. The only way we can help one another is to help ourselves. And that's about all. I do everything I can, and then some. I don't know, this show ain't much. It really ain't. It don't. There's a lot for it. I'd love to make it reach its full potential, but I can't do it without you all. Meanwhile, they keep trying to delegitimize the president we elected to be our 45th president of these United States. They do everything that they can so we need to do everything that we can to counter them. Wouldn't you know it, after all that, they still act like there's something missing here. don't get it. I used this just the other night. It worked pretty good. I tried to call someone and it didn't work out too good, but I still liked it. I really did. Without this, I have no idea how y'all could call me. Let's go. Won't snore so loud. But yeah, this show is gonna, and I do apologize. I'm worked to death. I have tried work and tried and tried and tried. I don't know what's wrong with it. But anyways, I'll just upload, to it. Heck with it. Yeah, how about all these Democrats for war against Russia? All of them, or the majority of them, do not have children. There's Dianne Feinstein. She has one daughter. No affiliation. Nancy Pelosi. 5 children. No military affiliation. Max. No children. Chuck Schumer. He has 2 daughters. No military affiliation. Obama. He has 2 daughters. No military affiliation. Hillary Clinton, which, what's Chelsea done? Can anybody with her life that's been so great? Please, can anybody? I mean, for real. No, she's not done nothing. Amounted to a hill of beans. 0. That's all she's done. Nothing. Zilch. Joe Biden, he's got a son who first lieutenant in Army Reserve, Delaware Army Reserve, actually. Tim Kaine, he has a son, the former security force advisor. So, that's about it. That's about it. I don't get that. But I mean, hey, if you're gonna support war, you would think that, you wanting to go to the front lines. Do you see any of these Democrats lining up to join the military, fight? I don't. I don't see none of them. They're so hypocritical and pathetic. They're doing everything they can to delegitimize or move to impeach him or to remove him by any means necessary. That's scary, folks. Think about it. That is super scary. Meanwhile, Dr. Savage, Michael Savage, he's saying that there will be a civil war if Trump is removed from office, which I have to agree. There will be a civil war if they remove Trump from office. Alex Jones, well, it wasn't Alex Jones that did it. It was actually John Bound. He had an article about John McCain supposed to appear on his website, and I can't find it anywhere. Able to find it. Let's just read this war. Or what about this war? Let's read this article. I'm sorry. Americans, not Russians. Elect Savage. Civil war. Millions of Americans will revolt if the globalists remove President Trump from office or render him. Radio show host Michael Savage warned. Americans could even, quote, resort to mob violence, unquote, because they have nothing to lose once they, quote, are finally aware of the fact that they have been by the society and that no matter how hard they work as middle-class people, unquote, they have nothing. Savage Nation host said on Friday. Give me 1 second. I'll him out. So he won't so bad. Come on, Ross. Come on, Blake. Come on. I'm back, folks. I apologize for that. But I'll tell you, seems like there seems to be a whole lot of inconvenience in my show. I'll just tell you. Fault. I try every way that I can for everything to be better. Sometimes isn't always the case. But I will continue to strive for perfection. Okay, let's get back to this article right here. Adjust my mic a little bit more. I'll show you. Quote, that is what's going to happen. And he pointed out and went on to say, quote, you have not yet seen the mob violence in the country. You've seen some mob violence instigated toward Soros mobs, unquote. Unquote. But the thing I'm telling you is coming in this country. You haven't seen the day of the locust yet, unquote. Michael Savage was referring to the 1939 novel, The Day of the Locust, which analyzes the rage of Americans who slaved away their entire lives only to realize that the American dream was impossible for them to achieve. Quote, when Eddie finally gets up and says that that's the end of the road, and Eddie's eyes turn red and blood in his eyes, Eddie will turn this society upside down, unquote. The Savage Nation host went on to say, quote, and if takes Trump down through Mueller or through any other source and deny Eddie his vote, there will be a civil war in this country. I'm warning you, all of you leftists who think you're going to steal our vote, you're wrong, unquote. Quote, but if you do the next step and still are president, I warn you, you've seen nothing yet. He added, quote, you will see the day of the locust in this, unquote. That said, the battle lines for a civil war were drawn even before Trump entered politics. Since the run-up of the Civil War has the nation been more divided, unquote. Savage wrote in his 2014 book, Stop the Coming Civil War. The lines have been drawn, the haves against the have-nots, unquote. However, the globalists may not want a civil war. It'll take his chance to, quote, transform, unquote, America an EU-style technotronic tyranny which they control. Quote, unfortunately for the individual living in the new system, it will also require authoritarianism and centralized control over the aspects from the grave, unquote, wrote Patrick Wood in his book Technocracy Rising. Let's check out this video. Well, let's not. It's 21 minutes long. me just here, folks. I'm still looking for that one article. Give me just a second. I think I've got it this time. This is it. I found it. Finally. I should have had this looked up earlier, but I plumb forgot about it and didn't even put it in the transcript for today or nothing. Short video. It's 5 minutes long, but I got interested in it today and I didn't get to.
Moderate rebels in Syria? Sure, maybe there are unicorns in Detroit, too.
Listen to this video, Senator McCain, of a Syrian fighter being shot out of the sky. Listen to what they say afterwards. Allahu Akbar! Akbar! I have a problem helping those people out if they're screaming that after a hit.
Do you have a problem with American Christians saying, thank God, thank God? That's what they're saying. Come on. They're Muslims, but they're moderates, and I guarantee you that they are moderates. I know them, and I've been with them.
Every place that I went, every person that I spoke to, I asked this question to them. And without hesitation, they said, there are no moderate rebels. Who are these moderate rebels speaking of? Regardless of the name of these groups, the strongest fighting force on the ground is al-Nusra or al-ISIS. That is a fact.
When Senator Carter was here before this committee in July, he testified that there were only about 60 Syrian fighters that had been equipped, program, and reinserted. We've heard reports about the attacks on those individuals when they were reinserted back to Syria. Can you tell us what the total number of trained fighters remains?
And the ones that are in the fight is we're talking four or five.
Now, in a move that should be celebrated rather than demonized, President Trump has pulled the plug on the support for these mythical moderates. The red flag was raised due to, this year, President Donald Trump was shown a disturbing video of Syrian rebels beheading a child near the city of. It had caused a minor stir in the press as the fighters belonged to the Nur al-Din al-Zenki movement that had been supported by the CIA as part of its rebel aid program. It is a scene reminiscent of the Islamic State snuff daddy's men. The murderers were supposed to be the good guys, our allies. It is now well known that Obama's State Department spent vast sums of taxpayer to pull the wool over the American public's eyes on the moderate rebel myth. Obama's State Department even went as far as embarrassing itself with this Center for Strategic Counterterrorism Communications propaganda piece.
This is they're so-called rebels, folks. We're our the war in Iraq and Syria. Okay.
Now Congress wants to give Trump's State Department $80 million to counter ISIS and Russian propaganda, but Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has refused the propaganda funds that would embolden the enemy and endanger diplomacy with the Russians. Attack through their Mockingbird media appendages, the federal government's flailing propaganda wing, the Broadcasting Board, and its elitist taxpayer siphoning child, Voice of America, continues to get its rear end handed to it by its nemesis Russia Today. If ever a program ready for the axe, the VOA fits the bill, as left-wing publication Mother Jones reported in one episode. Voice of America's senior management in October 2014 reportedly sent out an open request to VOA journalists calling for volunteers to experimental Ebola vaccine and report on the experience. One VOA journalist BBG watched that the request was journalistically unsound, and another described it as bizarre. President Trump and Congress, please reinstate the Smith-Munn Act. Otherwise, we are well on our way to unleashing a propaganda Frankenstein executive office as globalist propaganda brainwashes America. Unbound, reporting for Infowars.com.
Yeah, that article I found it. It's up on Infowars.com. Got a lot of good articles and information up on Infowars.com. I really like their show, their information.
Only 4% of those coming to the UK are refugees at present. The UK last year up to June 2015 are economic migrants.
They aren't escaping the Syrian conflict. In fact, they aren't even on the same, even escaping conflict in Libya. Who are they? They are the economic migrants posing as refugees under the guise of the United Placement Migration Operation, threatening the stability of Western civilization. Is no accident. You will find them in Calais, France, disrupting the highways, streets. You will find them in Berlin, Germany, to make the government hand expectations. You will find them on the shores if they survive the journey. Joseph Watt showed that just 1.4% of migrants arriving in Italy, confirming the fact that the overwhelming majority of people flooding are economic migrants. Countries not at war. The numbers obtained by Westminster via Eurostat underscore how the true nature of the migrant crisis is being completely left-wing groups and politicians. Over 20% of the asylum claims are from Nigerians. Bangladeshis also accounted for over 9% of asylum claims, while Pakistanis accounted for 7.5%, and migrants from the small country of the Gambia, 9% of asylum requests. Out of the entire 248,290 asylum claims received by EU countries so far this year, just 14% were from Syrians. This includes individuals who have fake identity papers and merely claimed to be Syrian to receive better treatment. As many as 15 million, a malleable globalist, and only 10 to 15% of this mob have the skills, training, or education to fill in any gaps in European trades. The media ignores it, and delusional sycophants in high places support the shadness that will replace the institutions the pawns of globalism inhabit. But one person isn't turned. Rational invasion is a ray of hope.
The RAISE Act, R-A-I-S-E, will reduce poverty, increase wages, and save taxpayers billions and billions of dollars. It will do this by changing the way the United States issues green cards, ends chain migration, skill system with a new points-based system for receiving a green card. This competitive application process will favor applicants who can speak English, financially support themselves and their families, demonstrate skills that will contribute to our economy.
Only 1 in 15 out of 1 million new immigrants come here because in this economy. That means it puts great downward pressure on people who work with their hands and work on their feet. Now, it's a symbol of America's virtue and generosity. I think it's a symbol that we're not committed to working class Americans.
We looked at countries like Canada, Australia, and others. What we're introducing today is modeled on the current Canadian, Australian systems. It's pro-worker, it's pro-growth.
The brainwashing device has questioned the lopsided globalist cuckolding of your country's future stability should ring alarm bells from sea to shining sea.
The notion that you actually think immigration is a historic law. The foreign relations of the United States today, Jim,
Talking about how border crossings
do you read? I want to be between green card policy and illegal immigration.
John Bound, reporting for Infowars.com.
Let's go to Devin in Florida. Devin from here.
Great. Hey, thank you so much. Listen, I have bought your product, and I gotta say they're amazing. I've got Caveman, Superman Vitality, Secret 12, Vitamin Infusion. I've got the body armor.
Wow, thank you.
Wow.
You're the type of listener that makes it all possible. Best.
I really like the Vitamin Mineral Fusion, to be honest. That's amazing. Really incredible. I drank it in the morning, and I swear to you, I haven't felt asleep. My morning was fantastic, and I love the.
No, that's that, folks. Let's look at or no, let's not do that. I don't want to look at a bunch of Muslims who are being paid to go on camera and spread some propaganda and yes. If you want to check that article out, though, you can go over to Infowars.com. That for just a sec. Let it load. This is in Huntington, West Virginia. It was about 2 days ago. Let's watch some of this. I ain't watched some of it.
In the very, very beautiful state of West Virginia, and I am proud to stand before you and celebrate the hard people people who are the absolute backbone of America. Thank you. I love the people of this state. I love your spirit, and I love our...
God bless you, buddy.
I made you a promise during the campaign. You all remember if you were here. I actually think we have more people here tonight with thousands outside than we had during the campaign, if you could believe it. That promise. As president, we are putting our coal miners back to work. We've ended the war on beautiful, clean coal. We've stopped the EPA intrusion. American coal exports are already up. Think of it. Of coal are already 60% this year. Do you ever hear of anything like that? The change you voted for is happening every single day. Everyone in this great arena is united by shared values. We believe in God. We believe in family. We believe in country. We support the Constitution of the United States of America. We cherish and defend the Second Amendment to teach students to love our country, to have our history, and to respect our great American flag. We stand with the law enforcement. Thank you. We believe strongly that a nation must defend and protect its borders. And above all, our own citizens, and put America first. Day after day, we are keeping the promises that we made during the campaign. And that includes our promises to our... Thank you, veterans. Today we announced new telehealth services to help our veterans get the care they need, where and when they need it, far advance. It is so popular. This state has many retired military. We thank them, and we thank their families and spouses for the patriotic service. They have been incredible. We in America honor our great... This week in the east of the White House, I awarded the Medal of Honor to a true American hero, Specialist 5, James C. McLuhan. Many of you watched as I gave Jim the medal. He courageously saved the lives of his fellow soldiers in a fierce two-day battle in Vietnam, enshrined forever in the roll call of American patriots. Earlier this morning, a former Woody Williams led everyone here in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Woody. Woody received a Medal of Honor from President Truman for his actions in Iwo Jima. Woody is the last surviving Marine who received a Medal of Honor in World War II. And we thank you for all of us. Thank you, Woody. must protect the birthright freedom that patriots like Jim and Woody have earned for us. Blood, their sweat, their tears, their hard work, and their bravery. All across the country, Americans of every kind are coming together with one simple goal: America great again. The stock market reached yet another all-time, in history, all-time high. Retirement savings, hopefully, of everybody in this room. Have you all been helped? I think so. Unemployment is at a 16-year low. And I will never forget the millions and millions of people out there that want jobs that don't register on the unemployment rolls because they gave up looking for jobs. So I accept the number, but honestly, millions of people out there that we love, the forgotten men and women, and they're jobs, and they're going to have them because I have factories coming back into this country. You've seen that. We have auto plants expanding and coming back. They're really coming into Michigan. And then Ohio and Pennsylvania. Has surged to 2.6% nationwide. You have to understand what that means. Nobody thought that number was going to happen. Growth in West Virginia, I wonder how that happened. 3% growth. West Virginia, you're leading you heard that, West Virginia. You're leading the country's average. I told you, don't sell your homes. Don't sell your homes. You're doing great. I've won this state by 42 points. Can you believe that? 42 points. And I asked your Republican Party leader, how would we be doing today versus November 8th, Election Day? He said, Mr. President, honestly, you're doing better. 42 points. Since our election, not mine, since our election, we've added more new jobs. Good news keeps pouring in. In fact, we have a very important announcement to make tonight. Does anybody know what the announcement is? Does anybody know what we have a very, very large announcement. Do you understand? Large. So I would like to invite my good friend and your Jim Junk to share this with all of you. Jim, come on up. Come on up, Jim. Look at this guy. Jim is going to say a few words not been spoken by a major political figure, meaning governor or senator in our country for a long time. Thank you.
First of all, an incredible honor, and thank you for coming, and thank our for being here. office twice the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've been there to present an idea on coal and an idea on manufacturing. I've had the great opportunity, President. Now, let me tell you just this. I have to be really serious with you just a moment. I have to tell you that the last session of the legislature, now give me just a moment. This man and myself are not politicians. We ran to get something done. We ran about part of our lives. We ran because we want nothing. We ran as our founding fathers did years and years ago to serve. I will promise you, you're more than I. And in the last session, I would tell you that there was some greatness past with our roads and so on. Pain. Listen to me and listen really good. We are people. We heard our men and our teachers and our disciples and our weak, and we walked away from the old. Now I can promise you just this. I came to only say this to you as bluntly as West Virginia at the altar when we had it done, like it or not like it, but the Democrats walked away from me. Lots of prayers and lots of thinking. Today, I'll tell you as West Virginians, I can't help you anymore being a Democrat governor. So tomorrow, I'm changing my registration to Republican. As a coach, I would tell you it's time to run another play. I would also tell you this, and please close attention to this. Lovers of Ronald Reagan, Republicans. My mom and dad are no question in my mind in heaven right now, and they're both saying the same thing, but my mom is saying it more profoundly. And that is she's saying, Jimmy, it's about damn time you came. Now, let me go one step further and say just this. What in the world is wrong with us as peoples? Not heard enough about the Russians? I mean, to our God in heaven above. Think of it, it's at 22,000. And this country has hope, and we're on our way. And this man is a really dear friend of mine. But you know what else is unbelievable? Staff, that all of us can pronounce his first name. And you know what that name is today? It's Sir. Think about that. Saying we're a long ways from being perfect. There's made and change is tough. But I can tell you this. This man is a reflex kids, children. Trump has been under a vehicle in the back of the woods changing a tire. I've hunted with Don Jr. and Ivanka and Jared, even though son-in-law, are so good off the chart. Now, I'll end by saying this man is a good man. He's got a backbone. He's got real ideas. He came to us in West Virginia. And mostly of all, you know what? He's made us, as common everyday Americans, feel good and be proud of who we are. Our great president, Donald J. Trump.
I want to thank your great governor. Having Big Jim is such an honor, I will tell you. It's an honor. He's a fantastic man, a fantastic guy. And thank you, Jim, very much. All over the nation. And we have another friend with us tonight who voted for us on health care. And honestly, how the Republicans and the Democrats believe. Hard to believe. Senators, but a senator that voted for it, Shelley Moore Capito, who is here with us tonight. Thank you, Shelley. Jim came to Oval Office a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about how we are all working to the coal mines in this state, and also, very importantly, to create jobs in furniture, manufacturing, and other forms of manufacturing. Jim. Governor Justice did something else very important tonight. He showed the country that our agenda rises to the right. It's an agenda for all of the people, especially for the tens of forgotten Americans. They're not anymore, I will tell you. You proved that. You proved it. Anymore. Countless citizens, Democrat, Republican, Independent, have been neglected and ignored by Washington. We'll make sure they are ignored again. We know there are powerful forces in Washington who want to stop us, but we won't let them. We are fighting for every American who's been overlooked, put aside, or told to put their lives on hold. But we will win. And we're winning now.
They're winning now. That's what scares them. That's why they're trying
to oppose our movement are the exact same people who gave us one terrible trade deal after another, who gave us one foreign policy after another, and who sacrificed our sovereignty, our wealth, and our jobs. They gave them away. We don't from the Washington swamp. the swamp. One who are only looking out for the. But you know this, you know it better than most. I didn't come to Washington for me. I came to Washington for you, I can tell you. Your dreams are my dreams. Your hopes are my hopes. And your future is what I'm fighting for every day. The question for Democrats, all Democrats, including those in Congress, is whether they are on the side of the voters or are they on the side. The reason why Democrats only talk about the totally made-up Russia story, about reforms to the VA, or about manufacturing jobs we're bringing back to America by the hundreds of thousands. They don't talk about the Keystone Pipeline that I immediately approved or the Dakota Access Pipeline. The Russia story is a total fabrication. It's just an excuse for the greatest loss in the history of American politics. That's all it is. It just makes them when they have nothing else to talk about. What the prosecutors should be looking at are 33,000 deleted emails. Looking at the paid Russian speeches and the owned Russian companies in the hands of very angry Russians. Most people know there were no Russians in our camp. We didn't win because of Russia. We won because of you. That I can tell you. We won because we totally outworked the other side. We won because millions of patriotic Americans voted to take back their country. Have you seen any Russian or Ohio or Pennsylvania? Are there any Russians here tonight? Any Russians? They can't beat us at the voting booths. So they're trying to cheat you out of the future that you want, out of the leadership you want. A fake story that is demeaning to all of us, and most importantly, demeaning to our country and demeaning to our country. I just hope the final determination is a truly honest one, which is the millions of people who gave us a win in November, all Americans who want a better future want and deserve. Will have to decide. They can continue their obsession with the Russian hoax or interests of the American people. Try winning at the voter booth. Try winning at the voter booth. It's the way you're supposed to do it. Our agenda is the pro-worker agenda. We want to control our borders and lift our people from welfare to work. We want to support our police and make our communities safe. We want to reduce taxes and increase wages for all of our people. We want to get the specials for good. We want to bring back our plants and our factories and our manufacturing, and that's what's happening right now, and you see it, and so does every other state in our union. That is why great leaders, from Washington to Lincoln to Teddy Roosevelt, we are protecting American workers and we are American industry for the first time in many, many decades.
I'm going to stop right there with that little rally. Jump into some news here. Check out some of these pictures here of all this fake try to shove down our throats. Look at that. President Clinton. This photo now is the fix in Newsweek admits. They announced that election. But I offered to work with Trump. That is funny. That is funny. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my Twitter. For any of y'all that don't follow me on Twitter, go to twitter.com/RealBigAlMorgan, twitter.com/AlexMorganShow. Also follow me on Facebook if you would be so kind. And please subscribe to me on YouTube. The subscribers that I can possibly get. Not to mention all the views I can get. I'm trying to become monetized. Give it just a second here, folks. Internet's slow. Must be this morning.
That tastes so good.
It's simple. All natural ingredients.
Holy cow, is that candy?
No free ads on my website or channel. Thank you.
Needed any more fuel, Newsweek is stoking the fire with a new cover ridiculing Trump as a, quote, lazy boy. Seemingly set in the Oval Office, the cover art depicts a Trump lounging in a recliner, eating Cheetos and drinking Diet Coke, and watching television. Here's what they had to say about him, quote, Donald Trump is boring. Imagine how he'll if he did any work. The cover also notes that he has spent, quote, 40 days at golf clubs with 0 pieces of major legislation. The accompanying story is titled with a message also seemingly intended for Trump. Quote, golf and television won't make America great again. And yes, this didn't go over quite so well with Trump's supporters on social media. Called the story, quote, fake news, and described Newsweek as a desperate partisan rag.
There you go, folks. That's from ABC7NewYork.com. Yeah, they've been calling Trump lazy boy over at Newsweek. The same people who brought you that Madam President cover. But yeah. Just sad. Very, very sad, folks. It is.
Here and we don't.
Let's check out the Twitter. Whom I follow
Not pay
pretty
ransom.
regularly.
We didn't hear and we don't. We won't in the future.
In basic English, you're
Not pay ransom. We didn't hear and we don't. We won't in the future.
in basic. You wouldn't give them the $400 million in cash until the prison released. Correct?
That's correct.
And it wasn't a secret. We were completely open with everybody.
And this happened in January. And this is the first time you've ever said flat out that until the prisoners were released. That took, let's count it, what, 7 months?
And the only bit of news that is relevant to this is the fact that we paid cash.
We know that Iran supports terrorism. And it certainly is possible that some of the money that Iran has is being used for those purposes.
There were all the horror stories about how Iran was going to cheat and this wasn't going to work. And Iran was going to get $150 billion, not didn't hear and we don't. We won't in the
This
future.
is too good. I'm
Basic
sorry.
English, you're saying that you wouldn't give them the $400 million in cash until the prisoners were released.
And it wasn't a secret. We were completely open with everybody about it.
And this happened in January, and this is the first time you've ever said flat out that they wait until the prisoners were released. That took, let's count it, what, 7 months?
And the only bit of news that is relevant on this is the fact that we paid cash.
We know that Iran supports terrorism, and it certainly is possible that some of the money that Iran has is being used.
There were all these horror stories about how Iran was going to cheat, and Iran was going to get $150 billion to finance terrorism, and all these other scenarios, and none of them have come to pass.
4 Iranian Revolutionary Guard vessels harassed our destroyer, the USS Nis, yesterday.
Iran deploys advanced Russian missiles to defend nuclear facility. This article's from Breitbart. Report: H.R. McMaster fired National Security Council official for memo on globalist. Christina Wong, 2nd August 2017. A top official on the National Security Council was fired last month by National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster after he argued in a memo that President Trump's administration is under sustained attack from globalists and Islamists. Rich Higgins, a former Pentagon official who served in the NSC Strategic Planning Office as a director for strategic planning, was fired on July 21st, Atlantic first reported. The memo, written in late May, described threats to the administration by globalist, bank, state, and Islamist. Quote, globalists and Islamists recognized that for visions to succeed, America, both as an idea and a national and political identity, must be destroyed, unquote, it said. Higgins was called to the House Counsel's office 2 weeks ago and asked about the memo. Later that week, he was told by McMaster's deputy that he was job. The memo compared what the Trump administration was facing to a Maoist insurgency. Quote, in Maoist insurgencies, the formation of a counter-state is essential to seizing state power, unquote. I said, quote, functioning as a hostile state acting within an existing state, it is an alternate infrastructure. Political warfare operates as one of the counter. quote, because the left is aligned with Islamic organizations at local, national, and international levels, recognition should be given to the fact that they seamlessly interpretate synchronized interactive narratives. These attack narratives are pervasive, full institutionalized at all levels. They operate social media, television, the 24-hour news, and all media, and are entrenched at the upper level of the bureaucracies, end quote, it said. Sources also push to declassify,